Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive717. I am back with another video. I'm here with Mega Good Vibes today. She's just relaxing. It's a bit of a gloomy day, it's all like snowy. We had a tiny bit of a snowstorm yesterday. So, yeah, she's just wanting to be cozy. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you for being here with me on the channel. Thanks for all of your support, your comments. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, for liking the videos. It means the world to me. I want to shout out the Mega Crew over on Patreon. I love you guys so much. All right, so I want to share the new deck with you guys, okay? So for anyone that's interested, if you guys are readers in the community, this is the, not tarot, this is Sexual Magic Oracle cards. Okay, so check out Amazon. That's where I got it from. But I just thought I would use it to tap into the masculine and just messages that they want to relay to the divine feminine right now, okay? We're going to keep it nice and simple and start off with just one direct message here, okay? So what is this divine masculine wanting you to know at this time? Just how would they feel towards you, divine feminine, or just the connection in general, okay? So we have forgiveness, okay? I feel like that's... it's a big theme right now in the twin flame connections happening, because many of your masculines are wanting to make their way back to you, okay? The plant itself here for me represents growth, and it represents growth in the connection. I feel like it represents the patience of both of you pouring into this connection, giving each other space as well, and allowing each other to grow in your own ways. This represents a divine feminine and a divine masculine who, like, you guys might be going through separation, but overall there's this feeling of a new start. And many of you are being guided to forgive each other. A lot of you may be on that, last few emotions or feelings, okay? Hi, baby. Are you leaving? Oh, okay. Bye. Thank you for being here. But I feel like it represents... just like the last few feelings of resentment that are maybe coming up for you both, but like what's trumping that feeling is both of you wanting a new start, okay? So you're being pushed to really forgive the past, because there may still be a lot of like emotions or memories. It's like you want to invite your divine masculine back in, or your counterpart back in, but then at the same time, you might have other thoughts that come up about just certain things that they've done, or certain things that you might have done, or just this kind of too much damage has been done to go back, or to let them back in. But maybe you're being called to dig deeper, because your divine masculine is definitely in a place of forgiving. I think that, for them, it's like a two-way street in certain ways. They've equally felt hurt by certain circumstances that, they've had to go through because of maybe you, divine feminine, and vice versa. You've had a lot of circumstances to endure because of your divine masculine as well. But I don't know, it's like at the end of the day, you two always find your way back to one another, these are two people who are alike in many ways, and there's nobody else that you two have been able to encounter that has held the same energy as your counterpart, okay? It's like it's boring with everybody else. You just don't feel that spark, and sometimes you might catch yourself saying, I would rather just kind of be alone, or I'm good on my own unless it's this person, because you guys just know. You just know. So I feel like this is where many of your masculines are at right now. It's like if you're their feminine counterpart, they're not with anybody right now. When you're in a place of trying to forgive as well, it's like you just want to take it easy on your soul. Many of your masculines might just be in this routine of like going to work, coming home, having dinner, showering, going to bed. And they've just kind of been on the grind with work, and just taking it easy on themselves, okay? What's in their heart space for you as well, divine feminine? Okay, these are way too many. Let's just get one specific message. Okay, so I'll take this one here, and it says keep an open mind, okay? And it says your soulmate may differ from your usual type or expectations. I feel like when they do come back, or when you two do reconnect again, it's going to be, it's like a different version of your person. And that's, again, speaking volumes with the plant here, of the growth that you guys have seen. Many of you may be surprised as well by your counterpart and how they carry themselves the next time you guys are together in conversation, or like what I'm hearing too is like when you guys have certain conversations about certain topics, okay, like your maybe connection to each other, or your plans together, just what you two are doing for work, what your passions are right now, you'll find that those conversations are a lot more mature, okay? Let's find out about the separation. How come there's been so much growth? How come there's been so much growth between you two? Let's get one message here, and we have dreams. Okay, we have the dream card coming through here, and this depicts, I want to say, the feminine energy between you both, okay? So if you guys notice the way the moon is in the background, she's laying down in the bed, there's candles lit. The reason there's been a lot of growth is because at some point or another, both of you have surrendered to the connection, okay? This might be a divine masculine who didn't come chasing after you, and neither did you, divine feminine. You didn't chase after them. Both of you might have let the connection just kind of fall away, and started focusing on yourselves a little bit, okay? This might also be, this might also be a divine feminine who you've gone through a lot of transformation, and with the candles here in the background of this card, it tells me that your masculine is dealing with you in an energy of just wanting to be alone and wanting to be by yourself for a little while, because when you forgive, you don't have this like urge to really wrap yourself up in a relationship. Forgiveness brings a lot of healing, especially when it comes to just being on our own for a while, and being in our solitude and awakening to the dreams that we have for ourselves again on our own path. Many divine masculines, I feel like, the tables have turned. At first I feel like many feminines were in this place of sheer unreadiness, but you still wanted a physical relationship with your masculine, but you didn't think of the how, what, why, where, when, all of that stuff, right? And it's like many of you hit a brick wall with realizing that some of the karmic situations that you were in had to come to a breakdown, and same with your divine masculines. In order for many of you to really experience the way that you both wanted to experience each other, there would have to be some type of breakdown in your own lives. And it was a hard pill to swallow, right? Speaking of that, let me just get some water, guys. But yeah, I feel like at times it was probably a hard pill to swallow to realize that, this connection does tend to bring about, our inner feelings. That's why the moon is there in the background here. That's why she's kind of staring up at it, because it brings out our deepest, darkest secrets. And for many of us, that's been our twin flame, the connection that we have with them, the interactions that we've had with them, the way they've turned our world upside down. They are our secrets, but they've also brought out that part of us that wants to dream. Okay, what are your masculines doing right now? Because when I hear what it allows us to dream or wants us to dream, I'm finding too that the energy is showing me that a lot of your masculines are very hard at work when it comes to like having their own businesses, being their own boss, just living life, but on their own terms. Okay, you might be an inspiration for this as well. Okay, but what's going on with these divine masculines? Okay, so we have the discovery. I feel like it has a lot to do with you, divine feminine. They're very inspired by you. They're magnetized to you. There's a lot of learning. You are the lock to their key. The magic of the bell there as well. Your masculines are having a lot of epiphanies right now, and I feel like he's grasping her hair because he really wants her to listen. He wants to be truthful too about a lot of the things that he has going on in his background. This is for a lot of your masculines who are waking up to like the spiritual part of the connection. I feel like it brings a lot of excitement and vitality to their lives, especially knowing that you love them back as well. I feel many divine feminines, you guys have a way of like dropping these subtle hints that you are still on this journey with them, and it gives them this kind of like fuel throughout their day. I feel like many of them are wanting to express to you at this time that they may be quiet, they may be silent. Many masculines, I feel like they're trying to say that physically they may not be so engulfed in the connection, but I feel like, they're discovering the connection from a different place. It's like feeling inspired in their own lives. When they wake up in the morning, they may not be in physical contact with you, but they still feel your presence so much to the point where it makes them want to spring out of bed. And all of a sudden they're doing their best at work, or they're getting promotions, or they're finding the courage, to quit jobs that are very mundane or repetitive or make them feel out of alignment with who they are. And many of them are all of a sudden finding the energy to, make things happen for themselves. And I feel like it's all because of this feminine. Your masculines are discovering different parts of themselves again. I'm also hearing too that many of them have exited karmic situations, and it's going to be a while before you two connect, because your masculine has to really clear their karmic energy first. Okay, their karmic field, their aura, their vibe. Okay, many of your masculines, if you guys noticed, when they were involved with the karmic and they were also communicating with you, they would go from like hot to cold to even like grumpy or cranky, because it wasn't always only their pure energy, right? It was the karmic's energy in there as well, dealing with the karmic's problems as well. So I think if it's one of the things I've really learned to be so grateful for on this journey that I've learned is to, if there is any type of karmic or third party situations, it's like just to focus on myself, because that karma between those two people, it's not over. And I've been able to attract so much more creativity into my life, rather than using that force to focus on karmic situations or get engulfed into that drama. I've just been able to bring so much more beautiful things to my life to focus on. So, that may be a message for, many of you who have, kind of taken another path and just kind of focused on yourselves. I feel like it's kind of drawn in this masculine even more to do the same for themselves, and they want you to know that energetically, okay? Because I feel like, and this might be like a Leo or like a fire sign, but like it doesn't always have to be. It just could be amplified for those groups. But I feel like, specifically fire sign men are very, very passionate about like, certain projects that they do. Like they can't just, sit around and work like any type of job, especially repetitive jobs. They'll constantly find themselves wanting to like do more, or they may like butt heads with management a lot because they might have ideas on how to better lead people. So yeah, I feel like that's part of the energy that your masculines are going through, a discovery of this connection, using the feminine energy to expand their creativity and be of more service to the world, or be more present in their jobs. And a lot of them are making a lot more money because of it too. And I feel them feeling very focused on the feminine because of that. That might be why forgiveness here is coming up, because a lot of them are starting to see the truth about the connection here, is that it was so much more than just the romantic aspect of it, or just seeing this as very shallow, and it was just a one-time thing. Many of them have seen over time, without you even being there, that this is so much more divine feminine. Okay, let's get another message here from the masculines on how they feel about the connection, what messages they want to send to the feminines. Such beautiful tender cards coming out. Okay, so we have moving on. Okay, so I feel like many of your masculines, again, are genuinely moving on from karmic situations. It's time. And there's so many clues in front of us that are hidden in plain sight that says so. But I feel more importantly, this card to me represents a divine feminine who is very confident in her connection with the the divine masculine, so confident that, I feel like many of you are in a place of not caring whether it manifests physically or not, but you're just so grateful that you got to experience this type of feeling or emotion on Earth, just your experience on Earth. And that's why I was saying earlier too, many of you did go off on your own path and you surrendered and you released because, many of you tapped into the magic of it all, the bigger picture. And just the fact that you've been able to shift your energy like that, it's in the physical world, it's physically making many of your divine masculines want to come towards you. Okay, but I feel like there's got to be like that forgiveness first in order for things to really get moving. Because like I said, I feel like many of the feminines, you do get into a place of wanting things, but then you also have flashbacks, or you might feel karmic energy creeping back into your connection right when you feel your masculine wanting to come towards you. It's like boom, all of a sudden the karmic pops up, and many of you are doubting it with that. I feel like the universe is saying, focus on what it is you want and continue moving on, continue moving forward, because that energy is very attractive. I feel like the more you move on and do for yourself, your masculine is like a mirror. The healthier choices you make for yourself, the healthier choices they want to make for themselves. And I feel too that many karmics this time around, they're feeling like they're up to old tricks, and it's like those old tricks are not working. Karmic energies are becoming very predictable to the masculines as well. And moving on is part of the masculine's agenda too, because many feminines have moved on, right? Like many feminines are just wishing their masculines well at this time. It's like you really just genuinely want the best for them. And a lot of you are saying, like, if you want to be with your karmic partner, then you go right ahead and be with your karmic partner. But that's not what they want. They're too busy trying to catch up to the divine feminine, because they know that again, you're just in this place of being curious about life, traveling by foot. You don't need a horse. They're wanting to make an offer. I feel like the lemon too represents, conversation that could be hard for them to say. There's a lot that they want to say that's filled with a lot of regret and remorse, but I feel like the way he's approaching her here quickly says that they're willing to say those things, and they're willing to be humble, and they've learned humility. For them, they know that in order to get to the king, like a lot of them have to come forward and take accountability and have those tough conversations, because I feel like it'll demonstrate to the divine feminine a lot of the growth that they've gone through, right? There's nothing sexier than a man who is humble, and a man who can admit his wrong, and a man who is calm and in control of themselves. And I feel too, like with a lot of the group of feminines I'm channeling for, many of you have grown to the point where you expect, good role models for your children, and you expect men to be honorable and strong and honest and full of integrity, because, many of you in the feminine position might be very protective of yourselves and your children, and, just like the safe haven you've created for yourselves. No one is stepping in there. They will see the warrior goddess in you come out, so I feel like many of your masculines are on this tip now where it's like they can't even enter your door without becoming, this very noble man. I don't know why, but I've been picking up on Sully from Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, for a really long time now, and like I used to get a lot of slack for watching those types of shows when I was like in high school, or like probably even younger, because I don't know, I was just drawn to those types of shows. And like I really do see many of the divine feminines as like Michaela, Dr. Quinn, and like the masculines as Sully. Like I feel like it's this beautiful return of what it means to be the divine masculine, and just kind of returning back to those archetypes, of just being loyal and loving and responsible and protective. And it's like, that's what's sexy, like that's what's up, and it's because many of the divine feminines are shifting now, and a lot of you are learning that balance, and you can do for yourself and your children and then some. And that's why you expect, or you're attracting now, counterparts who are wanting to match that energy. Many of you, before you went through your transformation, you were very dependent on other people, very afraid to venture out by yourself, and now many of you are, you're sitting on top of the world, right? It's a beautiful shift. So yeah, guys, that's what I have for you. I think I'm gonna cut it off there, but I just feel a beautiful change coming in this connection, and I feel like you've earned it, divine feminine. Like you deserve to be, chased and courted or pursued, very strongly by your divine masculines. All right. I love you guys. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Okay. Bye.